I walked through the damp, foggy streets, my mind swirling. So much content, so many podcasts. How do I find the best? Then it hit me, like a big blue neon sign flashing through the mist. Blueberry. All I had to do was drop the E's and go to blueberry.com. Blueberry, the digital media interface for consumers, creators, and advertisers.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
When you've been pushed, goaded, mocked, humiliated, degraded, and dehumanized, you reach a point where you can go one of two ways.
You called down the thunder, well, now you got it.
Oh, sure, idle threats are fine, and if you don't back them up with action, that just makes things worse.
Are you not entertained?
When my wife of 25 years, my best friend of 27 years, died on June 17th, 2015, I lost the will to fight. I let it be known to the right-wing fascists who have been ganging up on me for more than 2 years, the fight was over. I was going to take some time to adjust, then I was going to move back to the Midwest.
I have seen evil. I have seen horror.
But they could not let go. In fact, if anything, they've picked up the pace of their harassment. They've mocked my grief. They've stolen copyrighted images and used them on their websites. They've taken the last picture I have of my wife and I together and photoshopped her into something hideous. And they think that shit is funny.
It's revenge. Sweet and clear. Revenge.
They think I'm a fat, crippled, stupid old man who can't do anything for them. Well, most of them are fatter than I am. My disability is merely physical. They are crippled in the soul. I am not stupid. And as far as my being able to do anything to them, we'll see about that.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here in my home, this beautiful home Gail made for us. And I'm going to give the forces of darkness precisely what they ask for.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
This is not a threat. It's a promise. I'm Bill Schmalfelt, and I am the liberal grouch.
Hello.
Yep, doing the live Grouchcast at 7 minutes after 1 o'clock, Thursday, the 9th of July. How come nobody ever celebrates the 9th of July? Good question. Not really, but... Oh, by the way, if you've been listening to our channel on Live 365, you'll notice we're doing things slightly differently. For instance, we've renamed the channel to a name we used to have for it, Fight the Right Radio, because instead of just me and various comedians, I've decided to go ahead and load the channel up with progressive talk shows. For instance, we start at midnight Eastern Time with the David Parkman Show. We have a replay of the previous day's Tom Hartman Show from 1 until 4. Then we have a replay of the previous day's Grouchcast from 4 a.m. until 6. From 6 until 8, a program called Back in the USSR. And then, let's see here, at 8 o'clock until 10, an interesting program called Aboriginal Radio. Tom Hartman's back at 10 o'clock until 1, and then at 1 we do the live Grouchcast. Will be followed at 3 o'clock by David Parkman, Tom Hartman again. And then at 7 o'clock tonight, it's the international edition from the Voice of America, followed by shortwave radio. News from various shortwave outlets around the world. At 8:30, a program called Indie Media. And then that's followed by David Parkman, and followed again by a repeat of the day's Liberal Grouchcast. Did I just say Grouchcast? That's not at all what I meant. I meant Grouchcast. Oh, by the way, I've got my Twitter back. Yeah, you can tweet me now. I am officially tweetable, kissable, and tweetable. The Twitter address is @Grouch365, all one word, GROUCH, the number 3, the number 6, the number 5, no spaces or anything like that, just @GrouchCast365. And let's see, what else do I got to tell you? Oh, yeah, our website's still up and running. Grouchcast.com. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Grouchcast.com. That's right. Anyway, here we are. And be glad to answer your tweets and your emails. Oh, yeah, did I give you the email address? No, I didn't. Grouchcast365 @Comcast.net. Grouchcast365 @Comcast.net. Now, why in the world would Paul Krendler have on his website today that he's waiting for the police? Let me dig that up again. That's the neat thing about computers. Oh, first of all, he has a photograph of a ginormous, like 500 or 600 pound individual. And I don't know how he got Hoggy Jr. to sit still for this photo. I really don't. Can you point to the place in the picture, which is misspelled, Picure, where the internet hurt your butt? You see, they think I'm suing them because they hurt my feelings. No! You didn't hurt my feelings. You inflicted emotional distress. That's a legal term. You committed defamation. That is a legal term. You committed false light invasion of privacy. Another legal term. Butt hurt got nothing to do with it. I get butt hurt when my dogs dilly-dally around outside instead of doing their business. What you clowns did was above and beyond human decency. What you clowns did was inflict pain on an individual who had just suffered the most profound loss a human being is capable of suffering. You posted images of my wife within days. Within a day. The same fucking day that she died. June 17th. There was you clowns, especially you, Grace. Oh, Grace, how you like that new picture I put up for you? See, Jeanette Runyon, who calls herself Jeanette Victoria, because I guess she thinks that sounds sexier or something, complained to my hosting company for my blog, grouchcast.com, that I was using a copyrighted picture of her. Well, okay, I'll take it down. Took it right down and replaced it with a picture she does not own the copyright to. Her mug shot. And believe me, she was far more attractive in the photo that was there than she is in the mug shot. But as a responsible website operator, if somebody says, you don't have my permission to run that picture. Oh, by the way, Grace, you skipped the first step. The first step is to ask to have the photo removed. You didn't ask. You went right to the hosting. But I forgive you. You're not a bright woman, so I forgive you. Your photo... excuse me there. Your Photoshop skills are incredible. The way you took that photo of my wife, that head and shoulders shot from the last time she and I had our picture taken together in January of this year. She was already showing signs of emaciation. And you photoshopped the hell out of that baby. You took out one of her eyeballs and put a skull socket there, and you turned her other eye red and bloody and splattered her face with blood, put a scar on her cheek, gave her big corpse teeth and rotted lips. Oh, you're a good one. I tell you what, Jeanette, your Photoshop skills, if you ever need a letter of recommendation, you contact me. And we'll use that picture you did of my wife, that Photoshop monstrosity that you created. That will be evidence in the lawsuit against you. We'll use that to show how skillful you are with the Photoshop. Oh, and you are skillful. But back to the point I was trying to make. In his "Hey there, dumb fuck" post of... See, I guess he posted this yesterday. Waiting for... It's a photo that he stole from a production of Waiting for Godot. And he has Waiting for Popo, which is how 2-year-olds, gangstas, and morons refer to the police. Waiting for Popo. Why would Paul Krendler be waiting for the police? Let's look at the comments. He's got 18 comments here. The first one is from Sammy D. Sammy. And all it says is, @Grouch365. So apparently we're getting the word out to our fellow scumbags about my new Twitter account. Then Neil Bob, who is probably the most aptly named person on the list of anonymous cocksuckers here. Whoever is sending extortionate threats to William must be punished to the fullest extent of the law. They're stopping him from talking about the exciting new relationship with Eli the lawyer. Who is Eli the lawyer? See, yesterday on his Wednesday music thing, Krendler posted the song Eli's Coming. I have no fucking clue who Eli is. Yeah, I'm considering hiring a lawyer, but his name ain't Eli. But since when did knowing what you're talking about mean that you don't talk? And then this cockroach called Vigilance Vindex writes, who knows, Godot may have something for Mr. Bill too. And then he steals the motif from Mystery Science Theater and has the silhouette of Hoggy saying, perhaps Godot will bring Brett's winning lawsuit. I have nothing to do with Brett Kimberlin's lawsuit. Nothing. And I know I've said that many, many times. And then GM Howell, who was involved in the forgery of the letter that was presented as evidence in the show cause contempt of court hearing, writes, I think you forgot to double the vowels. What the fuck is he talking about? Okay. Neil Bob again says, the cops haven't found the felt charts persuasive before, and there's no reason to believe they'll start now. Oh, yeah, once I posted a diagram explaining how I believed somebody to be somebody. It was something I did once, and now it is in the pantheon of lick-spittle memes. And even if they did, there's an almost zero chance they'd extradite someone from halfway across the country over a self-published book of publicity, of publicly available photographs of a croaked broad. That's my wife. You're talking about my wife, a croaked broad. Well, unless it was printed with high-gloss paper. Remember how everyone was going to jail over a letter that he absolutely had to be forged because Schmalfelt was spelled properly? Well, that's not why it was forged, because you're an idiot. Sounds a bit like that. And like that, this is entirely an invention of Williams. Oh, I extorted myself! That's what I did! I extorted myself! Shocking how this extortion attempt appears just hours after the source of the diminished capacities kids' legal advice was revealed, ain't it? And there's another bit of the narrative. The one charge that W.J.J. Hoag was able to get past the state's attorney in Carroll County. The time I wrote him an email offering to assist in providing any information on bone cancer he might need or might find useful from my former employer, the National Institutes of Health. Yeah, he filed a charge against me for that because I offered to help his wife with her cancer, because that's evil. And when I was asked how I plead, well, I didn't want to lie. I sent the letter. I didn't have any, what they call mens rea, or criminal intent. So I asked the judge what would be the ramifications of my pleading diminished capacity. She said, well, then we'd have to stop right now. We'd have to send you to the hospital, get a full evaluation. And I basically said, oh, well, never mind that. I plead not guilty. But every day now, every fucking day, these assholes come up with the diminished capacity. He has the vapors again, and he will every day until TJ lays off the fucking bong for a minute and smothers him with a pillow. Oh, so now we gotta insult my stepson. All in one post. My wife, the croaked broad, and my son with a bong pipe, with a bong. And you wonder why these guys stay anonymous for now. And then, I don't know where this has got to be. Oh, this is back in. Yeah, you see, what I did was I took my old Brightbit Twitter handle, which had not been suspended, and changed the name to GrouchCast365. And so now they're throwing up tweets from 2013. And then the cockroach says again, one of us wasted a bit more than an hour listening to Mr. Bill's podcast today. Before he turns that Johnny Cochran spot again, he might want to get some legal advice from the Cochran firm. Why? I don't say I'm Johnny Cochran. I say I'm the ghost of Johnny Cochran. Oh, but you're a master lawyer. I forgot. And then they make fun of my car. Yep, more making fun of my car. And then they make fun of my trying to get a lawyer. But the fun's over. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the fun's over. I've done everything I can do. I tried to explain to you. I tried. Oh, God, how I tried to explain that you cannot write about someone using his real name or any other indicia that your readers will recognize as referring to that person. You cannot. Well, you can write defamatory things. That's not the problem. I mean, if I had murdered someone, well, yeah, you can say the murderer Bill Schmalfeld. You can't say I raped someone because I've never even been charged. I've never considered raping anyone. So Roy Schmalfeld he's going to have to answer for that one in court. You cannot make a defamatory statement identifying a person and claim that it's true. Opinion does not save you. It's my opinion that Bill Schmalfelt was the second gunman on the grassy knoll. Well, for one thing, I was only 8 years old at the time. The kickback from the rifle would have put me right back on my ass. But the thing of it is, it's not true. And it's defamatory. And it's libel. You cannot claim that I am something that I'm not. You cannot use my name and my image for commercial purposes. Oh, look, donate to help keep the thinking man zombie, keep the comedy coming. Ah, we have a commercial website. We're selling stuff. We're asking for donations. That makes us a commercial website. Hey, I do it too. I have a donations widget on my website. At least I think I do. If I don't, I should kick myself in the ass. But you cannot appropriate someone's name to use to make money for yourself. You cannot do it. And you certainly cannot intentionally inflict emotional distress on another person. Oh, also extortion. I forgot to tell you this yesterday. I said I was gonna. Extortion under Maryland law is a felony, punishable by 10 years in jail, $10,000 fine, or both. Laugh it up, funny boys. Laugh it up. 10 years, $10,000 fine, or both. Yipper-doodle. Sandy Hook didn't stop me. Gabrielle Giffords didn't stop me. What makes you think anything can stop me?
I can't seem to face up to the facts. I cannot tolerate the gaze of blacks. I can't sleep 'cause my head is on fire. I'm dressed up in my combat attire. Right-wing killer, what's to say? Far better. Run away. Oh, right-wing killer, black or gay. Far better. Run away. Oh.
Useless. Don't you understand that yet?
They rape our wives and daughters. We just want our country back. You're talking a lot, but you're not doing anything. They're turning our children gay, and that means war. You'll know my name. I'll be on the news. Right-wing killer, and I don't play. Far better. Run away. Oh, right-wing killer, there's hell to pay. Far better. Run away. Oh, it is not your fault that you're black. You made the choice to be gay. This is what God chose me for, to ignite his racial war, okay? Yeah. lens with pain. Stoke the fire. Cable coverage is what I desire. Right-wing killer, have my way. Far better. Run, 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 run away. Oh, right-wing killer, here to stay. Far better. Run, 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 run away. Oh. If I may take the liberty of quoting Jon Stewart from The Daily Show, I honestly have nothing other than just sadness, once again, that we have to peer into the abyss of the depraved violence that we do to each other, and the nexus of a just gaping racial wound that will not heal, yet we pretend does not exist. I'm confident, though, that by acknowledging it, that by staring into that, seeing it for what it is, we still won't do jack shit. Yeah? That's us.
Oh my. I just stumbled onto this. Oh my. Oh, no, I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh because it's a tragic story. But it seems like my good friend Ali Akbar might be in Jared kind of trouble, if you know what I mean. I think you do.
Now, Sugar Crinkles, the sugar rice treat that's just right sweet, is proud to present Gunsmoke.
Depending on your point of view, Bill Schmalfeld's comedy is either hilarious, mildly amusing, somewhat offensive, or worthy of an eternity in hell. We leave that up to you. However, whether you want them to have and to hold, or just want to have some really shiny coffee coasters, you can get all of Bill's CDs and MP3 downloads on iTunes, Amazon, and Google Play. Show your good taste, or your tolerance for possibly criminally offensive trash by getting your own copy of the comedy, such as it is, of Bill Schmalfeld, now, at popular prices.
Fiorina, washed up little thing. Fiorina dance. Fiorina sing. Fiorina Hewlett Packard crashed under your reign. Now you want America to feel your pain. I would not say that you are dumb. You are dumb. You're not dumb. You are dumb. You're not dumb. Yes, you're dumb. Sweet Fiorina, don't be glum. Just look at the polls and Fiorina, Fiorina, washed up little thing. Fiorina dance, Fiorina sing. Oh, Fiorina Hewlett Packard crashed under your reign. Now you want America to feel your pain. I mean, Carly, the handwriting's on the wall. Maybe you ought to have somebody put it on a spreadsheet and read it to you because, girlfriend, it's not going to happen. Though some may say that you are slow. You are slow. You are slow. CEO. You are slow. Sweet Fiorina, you're no pup. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Fiorina, Fiorina, washed up little thing. Fiorina dance, Fiorina sing. Fiorina Hewlett Packard crashed under your reign. Now you want America to feel your pain. Fiorina, Fiorina, washed up little thing. Fiorina dance, Fiorina sing. Oh, Fiorina Hewlett Packard crashed under your reign.
Now you want America to feel your pain.
You are listening to The Liberal Grouch.
Oh, my. I've got other stuff prepared for the show today, and I've still got close to an hour and a half to do this. But, oh my. Are you familiar with the name Ali Akbar? No, it's not a cartoon character. He's a young black conservative who runs the National Bloggers Organization, the National Bloggers Club. And it was my asking him to prove his 501c3 status that dragged me into this entire world of shit. Oh, talk about world of shit. This is on Breitbart Unmasked, and it was published, today. And I used to be editor of Breitbart Unmasked. Matt Osborne is doing a bellwether job of carrying that burden now. And I know I've spoken with Matt in the past, and he's given me blanket permission to share information from Breitbart Unmasked. So before I start reading this to you, I'll tell you, you can go to Breitbart Unmasked, that's all one word, BreitbartUnmasked, BreitbartUnmasked.com, and look for the story, Ali Akbar's latest Tea Party scam is his most disturbing yet. Again, this is written by my friend Matt Osborne, and here we go. Oh, and it's thoroughly linked. You will find all sorts of links here connecting his contentions with what he says. Among the first characters on whom we ever reported at Breitbart Unmasked, Ali Akbar is a convicted petty felon with a years-long, well-documented history of running fraudulent conservative political enterprises. In his latest scheme, Akbar seems to have been running another victimization hoax aimed at collecting donations from gullible conservatives, this time on behalf of another, I added the word another, trendy, young, black conservative. Disgust with Akbar's endless shady dealings and constant fabrications is a nonpartisan phenomenon. Matt writes, while his smearing and harassment of liberals is what drew my attention to Akbar's story in 2012, his first and last victims have always been conservatives. Akbar preys on weakness for contrived drama, lies constantly, and misuses the proceeds of the associated fundraising for his own comfort, secure in the knowledge that conservatives almost never read anyone out of the movement for that kind of behavior. But this time, he may have finally gone too far, and the character of his duplicity may be worse than anyone at Breitbart Unmasked previously understood. Let me jump in here just a second. It's probably not worse than I understood. it was I who developed the story 2 summers ago that Karl Rove claimed Ali Akbar as his intellectual property. Roger Schuler reported that just when it seemed like Greta Van Susteren was about to reveal that information during an interview with Mr. Rove, he suddenly got all hyper and bolted from the scene and dashed off and married his longtime girlfriend. Not that she has a beard. But as far as being worse than Breitbart Unmasked previously understood, well, you don't know him like I know him. Akbar's reputation among black conservatives... I'm picking up the story here again. Akbar's reputation among black conservatives has reached its nadir amid a swirl of sinister rumors that he's been doing much worse than simply run another scam. As this story develops, new light is being shed on old data that we have heretofore left unreported because we lacked a context in which to present it. Akbar's latest friend, C.J. Pearson, is a 12-year-old darling of Fox News and a total fraud. Pearson came to prominence in February with a viral video responding to President Obama's YouTube interviews, even publishing his own website in April. Akbar, whose self-identification with online video marketing that is, goes back to at least 2010, has been managing Pearson's online presence. Last week, the young Mr. Pearson got into a Twitter flame war with Mona Brown at Mona82010 on Twitter, a spat which turned into an all-too-familiar social media drama. Claiming that Mona had threatened his family with harm and lawsuits, a claim that even other conservatives dispute. And I'm going to have to look up that link there in just a second. Pearson then received fawning attention from Fox News, conservative politicians, and right-wing websites. Let me see what this says here on this link about a claim that other conservatives... All right, this is on the website Cowger Nation, written by Calden Cowger. At the J.C. Pearson, you don't need to copy me to all your little racist noise machine feeds. I'll see you in court. We'll file on Tuesday. Okay. Another viral story about C.J. Pearson. He allegedly received a death threat on Twitter when a woman threatened to murder him and his family. While this is being reported in the mainstream, this is not the case. C.J. received a death wish. As disgusting as it is, more than likely nothing can legally be done. Please notice the wording in the tweet. What a stupid ass. We could switch Trayvon's life for yours. In this tweet, Mona said that she wished we could switch Trayvon's life for CJ's. While this is obviously a hateful and disgusting tweet to send anyone, this is not a threat. This is a wish. This is... well, there's a difference. Okay. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. So, back to Matt Osborne's story. Meanwhile, Akbar began fundraising in his name at rally.org under the auspices of Vice and Victory and the National Bloggers Club, collecting thousands of dollars. Oh, this I must see. Let's go to rally.org and see what they have. Oh, the hashtag Stand with CJ. And there's a picture of young CJ wearing a shirt and tie and tapping at a laptop in what looks like it could be Akbar's apartment. Let's see here. I'm just reading ahead here. Okay. See if there's anything I want to share. Oh, he's got a nice big banner, too. Stand with CJ. How much has he raised so far? Let's see who the dumbasses are. I'm going to pick out the biggest dumbass. Okay, Tim Oken gave $100. Oh, WJJ Hogue gave $100. Oh, Hoggy. Let's read this story some more. What you say, huh? Let's delve into what Mr. Osborne has printed here. As I have reported here in BU before, neither organization exists as a legally owned Akbar property. Little wonder that the Peach Pundit, who has done the best reporting so far on this tempest in a Twitter teapot, questions the legitimacy of the whole episode. And then he quotes the Peach Pundit. This entire situation is so utterly weird, you may be tempted to ask what you're seeing and maybe wonder if you're being drawn into a scenario that seems to be constructed for a specific purpose. And Osborne picks it up. Indeed. Starting all the way back with the mysterious Dan Wolf and the fake Betty and Veronica characters who showed up during Wienergate, Akbar has been at the periphery of so many hoaxes and sock puppet-driven Twitter dramas that I've lost count. On his Facebook wall, Akbar has been claiming that CJ's parents were planning to sue Mona Brown, which is a classic contrived Akbar drama. Peach Pundit has reason to believe that Pearson is just playing games with the suddenly unavailable, almost certainly non-existent Mona Brown of Baltimore, Maryland, and that is not unreasonable, for if he wanted to pull off that sort of stunt, Pearson could find no better mentor than Akbar. In June, Pearson signed on with the DBC Management Company, an event, personality, and asset management company that is one of a constellation of political ventures belonging to Dustin Beth, a University of Wisconsin student whose initials form the DB in the name of the concern. This week, DBC Management had to write off Pearson as a talent upon discovering the lad had forged his father's signature on the contract. Luckily for us, the Peach Pundit blog obtained a copy of Beth's dismissal letter, which contains this key paragraph. Your relationship with Ali Akbar was concerning to me from the beginning, and as your presumptive business manager, I warned you that doing business with Ali would not be in your best interest. Despite these warnings, you were confident that Ali would not only be managing your online presence, however, this has proven to be yet another fabrication. Indeed. Poor, persecuted young Mr. Pearson's fake victimization narrative caught up with him this week. When Mr. Beth finally contacted his parents to discuss the alleged experience with online bullying, and learned instead that CJ had been hoodwinking everyone the whole time. On several occasions, you flagrantly lied as to why your parents were not able to meet via telephone to discuss the plans for your future, as well as discuss the contract, Beth's termination letter reads. When I spoke to your father, he also stated that he was not aware of any of the Twitter threats that you had received, or frankly, many of the things you have been doing. Well, black conservatives like Wayne Dupree are repudiating Akbar and are hinting at something awful. On Tuesday night, Akbar went after Mr. Dupree, an award-winning conservative blogger, for discussing the Peach Pundit story. As usual, Akbar's bluster included legal threats and demands for a retraction. Tagging black conservatives to the thread, Akbar invited a public shunning, and Dupree's language seemed a bit colored. Tweet from Ali Akbar to Wayne Dupree's show. Really shocked by some of your behavior. Not only unprofessional, but immoral, dude. He copied young Mr. Pearson and young black conservatives. Dupree responded, definitely shocked by let's do that again. Definitely shocked by what you have done to a potentially untouched kid with dreams. Indeed. Breitbart Unmasked showed you, after I found it, Ali Akbar's deleted gaygrindr.com profile a long time ago. When was that, in fact? They don't have the date there, but we remember. Of course, there's a big difference between hypocrisy among consenting Republican adults and playing Josh Duggar with a young black conservative boy. So what exactly does Mr. Dupree mean by untouched? Osborne says he's reached out for a better understanding of this sudden revulsion for Akbar and these hints of impropriety among the black conservative band of the Twitter spectrum. In the meantime, consider these old tweets regarding Akbar's peculiar relationship to a white male who was a minor at the time. Ali Akbar, so pumped eastbound and down has started. I wished at Mosley 2 was here to enjoy it with me. Mosley responds, when does it come out? Akbar responds, first episode of season 4 came out a day or two ago. It's up on HBO if you still have my login. Mosley responds, I got it. Akbar responds, let me know when you watch it. Maybe you'll call me afterwards and share some laughs. Although I don't think you finished S3 or season 3. these were all back in October of 2013. In 2013, Matthew Mosley was a freshman football player at a Florida high school. Did he meet Akbar in real life during one of the political operators' Tea Party organizing missions? Well, we don't know. And of course, Akbar will not be forthcoming. It's curious, though, that Akbar's young friend would have both of his HBO and Netflix logins, because as far as I can tell, they're not actually related, despite having spent time together in the real world. Akbar from January 28th, 2012. This is before I even heard of the dude. Had fun at IHOP with my little bro, Mosley 2, this morning. Blood doesn't mean much. What? This miner's very first tweet was to Akbar, who called him my best friend on another occasion. And he would have to be, since most people never share their passwords with anyone, even a close cousin. Akbar, January 26, 2012. Shady people being shady. Mosley responds, just like you. Is this Akbar being gay funny with a 15-year-old conservative recruit? Or is this Akbar gay grooming a minor? Osborne writes, I report, you decide. June 29th. Mosley 2 apparently wants to be a fatty or a muscle jock. It's always so hard to tell with Akbar. For example, is he being urban with this drug reference, or is he admitting how much he hates getting razzed about staying in the closet? August 28th, 2012. From Ali Akbar. Someone bring some chapstick to Geo Proud's party. What sort of party is Akbar really holding with these kids? Under Akbar's tutelage, CJ has already been mentored into going behind his parents' backs, forging their signatures and lying to them. Pearson has publicly split with Akbar and now wants the donations returned. But the move is too late to preserve the young man's speaking contract or fix the damage to his career, and we don't know exactly what Akbar has been up to in his private meetings with all these young black conservative boys. Osborne writes, I have seen enough shudder-inducing tweets to give me the creeps. Measured by a simple ratio of successes and failures, Akbar is one of the worst conservative activists in America, having backed fringe loser candidates from sea to shining sea. He's not ashamed of his record either. To Akbar, being winless just underlines his hip disregard for conventional politics. But you would also expect that consultants whose candidates all consistently fail and who reject party insiders so vehemently would eventually pay some sort of price for their rebelliousness. Akbar defies that logic by continuing to enjoy high-level friends and access with the GOP and conservative movement. In studying Akbar, there are two different rumors abounding among Matt Osborne's nameless sources that explain his continued power. One, that he has leverage or dirt on important conservatives, like Karl Rove, for instance. And two, that Akbar is CPAC's go-to man for party favors like cocaine, aka chapstick. These explanations are not mutually exclusive either, and if there is any truth to them at all, Akbar should be kept away as far as possible from all budding young conservatives for all time. And W.J.J. Hogue donated $100 to this. My God. There are times when I wish I was still doing investigative reporting, because I would love to dig into this one and then hopefully hear the jail door slam shut behind Ali Akbar.
If you search for holiness, it isn't hard to find. You can follow God the way you choose. But if you would be president, and I'm trying to be kind, if you should win, America would lose. Huckabee, this is the USA. Your views may come across as odd. Huckabee, don't know what else to say. You don't speak with the voice of God. I can always find someone to tell me pretty lies, to promise porterhouse on every plate. But I don't want some right-wing nut my freedom compromise and turn this to a theocratic state. Huckabee, this is the USA. Your views may come across as odd. Huckabee, don't know what else to say. You don't speak with the voice of God. I can find my own way. God speaks to us all. I don't need a prophet to write upon the wall. Freedom is lost easily. It's harder to regain. I know. When I'm in the voting booth, don't be too concerned. I'll choose has the most progressive plan. So please don't think that I'm uncouth, 'cause to you I cannot turn. And we don't need a Christian Taliban. Huckabee, this is the USA. Your views may come across as odd. Huckabee, I don't know what to say. You don't speak with the voice of God.
You are listening to The Liberal Grouch.
We're going to talk a little bit more about Mike Huckabee coming up in just a bit. You know, America's worse than Sodom now. I wonder if he was thinking of Ali Akbar when he said that. But first, let's get up to date with what's going on around the world and around the country from the Feature Story News Service.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Catherine Drew. Greece has until the end of Thursday to present new proposals to Eurozone finance ministers in hopes of settling a third bailout deal. Eurozone leaders say it's Greece's last chance to agree to tough reforms in order to unlock billions of euros in new aid and prevent its exit from the euro. FSN's Taylor Esler reports from Brussels.
After 5 months of failed talks over Greece's second bailout program, Eurozone officials are insisting on credible reforms to be tabled as part of a new 3-year agreement with the Eurozone's rescue fund, the European Stability Mechanism. The Greek Bank Association says banks only have enough cash to survive until Monday. Eurozone finance ministers will review the Greek proposal on Saturday before a full EU leaders summit on Sunday. If a deal is not made by then, Greece could become the first country to leave the euro currency.
Meanwhile, Greek banks remain closed until Monday. People in Greece are only able to access 60 euros per day under capital controls, and many businesses say they are already being crippled by the current economic climate. But the opinions of people shopping in central Athens are split as to whether they believe the Greek government will succeed in coming to a deal.
I think we have to be patient for 2 or 3 or 4 days, and one way or another, things are going to get sort of normal or whatever.
Too many governments change, the people is confused. We have to wait and see. Everybody's talking, but nothing is happening.
The U.S. state of South Carolina has voted to remove a controversial flag following a long debate on the subject. The Confederate flag was used by the South in the American Civil War. Some see it as a symbol of slavery and racism. Controversy over the flag began after a gunman entered a church congregation in Charleston last month, killing 9 people. South Carolina's State House approved the taking down of the flag after a vote, and the bill will now go before the governor to sign. An independent inquiry into allegations of child sex abuse involving senior British public figures has opened in London. New Zealand Judge Justice Lowell Goddard opened the inquiry by explaining how it will work and estimating it will take 5 years to complete. The independent inquiry was first announced by the British government in July of last year, following claims of a historic high-level cover-up of child sex abuse involving public figures, including politicians. Justice Goddard said the inquiry will investigate past failures by institutions.
The task ahead of us is daunting. The sexual abuse of children over successive generations has left permanent scars, not only on the victims themselves, but on society as a whole. This inquiry provides a unique opportunity to expose past failures of institutions to protect children.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN. The United Nations says more than 4 million Syrians, a sixth of the country's population, have fled abroad to escape the civil war at home. The number of people crossing into Turkey has surged by 1 million in just 10 months. The world body says that more than 7 million people have been displaced inside the country since the start of the uprising against the regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in March 2011. The head of the UN's refugee agency, Antonio Guterres, called it the worst humanitarian crisis of our generation. Activists say more than 230,000 people have been killed in the past 4 years. AC/DC drummer Phil Rudd has avoided a jail term after pleading guilty to threatening to kill and drugs charges in a New Zealand court. FSN's Arthur Stevens has more.
61-year-old Phil Rudd was sentenced to 8 months home detention at his sentencing in Tauranga District Court on Thursday. He'd been seeking to be discharged without conviction. But Judge Thomas Ingram declined his lawyer's application, saying he hadn't done enough to convince him it was warranted. Judge Ingram at Tauranga District Court told Rudd there was nowhere to hide and he'd be jailed if he was found with any traces of drugs or alcohol in his system. Arthur Stevens, Melbourne.
The whole of the London Underground network, known as the Tube, has been closed down due to industrial action by workers over a pay dispute. Londoners haven't seen a strike like this since 2002, and the British government estimates the daily cost of a tube shutdown is more than €70 million. FSN's Natalie Powell reports from London.
A walkout by London Underground staff over pay has caused travel chaos in the UK capital. The dispute behind the strike is over the night services that will begin in September. An extra 200 buses have been put on to help relieve the burden of the strike, but roads and buses are far busier than usual, particularly at peak times. Natalie Powell, London.
And that's the latest feature story news. Catherine Drew reporting.
You'll like the delicious, meaty flavor of Spam, the way it satisfies husky appetite.
This here is former Texas Governor Rick Perry, and I'm running for president of these United States. And I think I'd make a damn fine president on account of my upbringing. My pappy had a camp up there in the West Texas hills he used to take me to, and I want to sing to you about it right now.
Wish that I was adult, head off in the West Texas hills. Ain't no colored folks on it, ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a girl on it, and half black, the other half spick. Pa found out and smacked me on the head, learned my lesson real quick.
Listening to The Liberal Grouch.
I tell you what, right after the show today, we're doing the live show right now. It's 2:17 in the afternoon on this 9th day of July, Thursday. I want to send an email to Matt Osborne and Caroli Coons over at Crooks and Liars and ask to be kept up to date with any new developments on that Ali Akbar story. I don't do investigative reporting anymore. I just don't. But I'll let other reports. I should say I will let others do the reporting, and I will report on what they find. And thinking about this whole seedy mess with Ali Akbar, this little tune keeps going through my mind. Anyway, let's turn to national politics now. Speaking at a Georgia church's Independence Day celebration, Mike Huckabee warned that the Supreme Court's marriage equality decision will soon cause the United States to face the wrath of God.
God had to bless America, or we would not exist.
All right. I wanted to stop that and the whole system froze up on me. So here we are back with the live Liberal Grouch show. Mike Huckabee, you just heard him say, God has to have blessed America, otherwise we wouldn't exist. Nonsense. Has God blessed England? Has God blessed France? Has God blessed India? Has God blessed Italy? Has God blessed any other nation on the face of the earth that otherwise exists? This is not the United States of Jesus, Huckabee. It's the United States of America. Let's continue.
God had to bless America, or we would not exist. But today we face this important question: will God continue to bless America without our repentance? 1975, the wife of evangelist Billy Graham said that if God does not bring his judgment upon this land, he will have to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah. She said that 40 years ago. What would she say today if she were still alive? When the Supreme Court, just 2 weeks ago, or as I call them, the Extreme Court, made the most radical decision when it comes to the definition of marriage, it truly was a remarkable day in which they did not vote for equality of something, they voted for the redefinition of something. We have a president that just a few years ago believed like most of us, and he said so. He said that marriage was between a man and a woman, and he said that as a Christian, that's what it said in the Bible. God was in the mix, and that was his conviction. 3 years later, he decided that he didn't believe that after all. And he began to be the chief cheerleader and the greatest advocate for same-sex marriage in this country. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you something. If you say that your convictions are based on Scripture, and then later you have a completely different point of view, one of three things happen. You were lying when you first said it, you're lying when you changed your mind, or God rewrote the Scriptures and you're the only one who got the new copy. I let you folks figure out which one that was. But I want to serve notice that the Supreme Court is just the supreme of the court system, one of three equal branches of government. It is not the supreme branch, and it most certainly is not the supreme being. Over the next few years, I am fully convinced that people of faith, whether they're Christian, Jewish, whoever they may be, are going to be called upon, and already are, to determine, will you serve God or will you serve government? And I wonder, will we be as faithful to our faith and to our freedom as those men were who signed that declaration 239 years ago? Far too many have already just said, well, the court has ruled and that's it, that settles it, it's the law of the land. But I want you to realize that according to the Declaration of Independence, our government was founded on the laws of nature and nature's God. And the courts of man can no more suspend the definition and law of marriage than it can suspend the law of gravity. They simply don't have that much power.
You see, what you got right there is the Ayatollah Huckabee. Exchange the word Christian and God for Islam and Allah, and you've got the exact same thing. Huckabee wants a theocratic American Taliban government. And that's really what it comes down to. That's what he wants. not the rule of the people, the rule of his interpretation of the Bible.
This country is in a world of hurt, but it's not beyond repair because it is not beyond revival. And the great need of this country is not just to trade out one set of political leaders for others. The great need of this country is for us to reject the lost vision of secularism, and a vision that says God doesn't exist, and once again, like our founders, get on our knees to pray and our feet to fight and say, ISIS needs to fear us instead of us fearing them. Iran won't have a nuclear weapon. Israel will get a brand new friend all over again. We're not going to keep punishing people for working and making it hard for people to live the American dream. And we're not going to stand by and let the extreme court completely change the definition of family, because America will stand up, speak up, and change this country back to what those visionaries had believed 239 years ago. America is not dead, it's just in need of a doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stand for America and never be idle in letting her go down the tubes. We owe it to our veterans, we owe it to our founding patriots, and we owe it to the future generations of our children and our grandchildren. Let's do it for them.
I tell you what, while we're at it, let's go back to the style of life we had 239 years ago. How about if we light our homes with candles or whale oil? Yeah, that'll be good. We get around by horse, forget the advances in medical science, because something written 239 years ago must be taken in the same context in which it was in the minds of the people who wrote it at that time. Never mind. Yeah, we had slaves then too. Let's go back and have slaves. Well, at least Huckabee agrees with Governor Jeb Bush on one point. They both want us to work harder. That's right. Jeb Bush says that people need to work longer hours in order to grow the economy. Some people are already, actually a lot of people are already working 2 jobs. And he later clarified the comment, trying to staunch this fresh assault by Democrats, trying to characterize him as out of touch. He made the statement during a meeting with the editorial board of the New Hampshire Union Leader, as he explained his ideas on tax reform and the need to generate 4% economic growth. Here's how ABC News reported it.
Well, the head of the Republican National Committee reportedly has asked Donald Trump to tone his comments down on immigration.
And that's not the only controversial comment made by a GOP candidate that's causing an uproar. ABC's Serena Marshall has the details.
It may be his worst gaffe yet. In New Hampshire, Republican frontrunner Jeb Bush saying Americans need to work more.
Workforce participation has to rise from its all-time modern lows. Means that people need to work longer hours.
Americans already work more than any other industrialized country, on average 47 hours a week. Hillary Clinton's campaign reacting quickly, her campaign chairman tweeting, Americans are working pretty hard already. Bush backtracking those comments overnight, saying he was talking about underemployment, meaning those who want to work more but can't.
Well, I think people want to work harder to be able to have more money in their own pockets, not to be dependent upon government. I mean, you can take it out of context all you want, but high sustained growth means that people work 40 hours rather than 30 hours.
6.5 million people in the U.S. involuntarily work part-time because they can't find full-time employment. A survey finding nearly 50% of those working part-time want more hours at the same pay. Labor force participation rate at its lowest since 1977. Billionaire presidential contender Donald Trump also tackling the topic of labor, admitting that it's possible undocumented immigrants help build his empire.
I can't guarantee it. How can anyone? We have 34 million in the country. I can say this, we work very hard to make sure that everybody is legal as opposed to illegal.
Here are the facts. There are currently 11 million undocumented immigrants in the country, 4 million of those with American-born children. And while Trump may stand by his remarks calling immigrants murderers and rapists, the Republican National Committee chairman is urging him to tone it down, spending nearly an hour on the phone with him last night. Rena, TJ?
Serena, thank you so much. You remember Mitt Romney in 2012? He only got, it was like 27% of the Hispanic vote. I wonder if just the GOP, the Republican Party as a whole, recover from any of these comments, even though it might not be Trump as a front runner, but does it blend over and bleed over to the whole party?
It lumps into what a lot of people say just is standard operating procedure. It follows a storyline. They've tried. They have been trying and trying since the last election to try to make inroads in minority communities, and then somebody high profile like that in the Republican Party says something, and it sets them back.
Okay, we'll have to see.
Yep. Speaking of high profile in the Republican Party. Oh, by the way, you're listening to the Liberal Grouchcast here on Fight the Right Radio. I'm Bill Schmalfeld. If you'd care to shoot me a tweet, I'd be glad to read it. Just send it to @Grouch365. That's Grouch365. And check out our website at grouchcast.com. Coming up right after our show today, it'll be the David Parkman show. And what do we got after that? You got David Parkman, you got Tom Hartman. And then, no, I'm looking at the morning schedule because I'm an idiot. You got, David Parkman, Tom Hartman, at 7 o'clock Eastern, international edition from the Voice of America. We'll have shortwave radio at 7:30. At 8 o'clock tonight, Free Speech Radio News, followed by Indie Media. And then David Parkman, that is, at 9 o'clock. And a replay of this program from 10 p.m. till midnight. That's the new Fight the Right Radio here on Live 365. Of course, this program will also be copied and placed on SoundCloud, iTunes. Let's see, where else? Where the hell else am I? iTunes, Stitcher Smart Radio, which is really cool because you can even get that in cars. You can buy a car with Stitcher Radio already installed. So you got Stitcher, you got iTunes, you got Live 365. Yeah, what else I got? SoundCloud and Spreaker. That's right, Spreaker. I almost forgot about Spreaker. Yep, I'm all over the damn media. So if you missed any part of the live show, you can re-listen to it at any time or at certain hours on Live 365. Anyway, we were just talking about high-profile members of the Republican Party saying stupid things. Right Wing Watch, which is a service of People for the American Way, relates a little story about Iowa. I'm from Iowa. I'm ashamed sometimes. I'm proud most of the time, but there's a lot of stupid people in Iowa. Seems like the further west you go in Iowa, the stupider they get. Iowa Republican National Committee woman Tamara Scott. She's also the state director of Concerned Women for America and the lobbyist for the family leader, said on a radio program last week that the shooting of the 9 black churchgoers in Charleston, South Carolina by a white supremacist was not a racial issue, but instead part of a targeted assault on Christianity exemplified by the Supreme Court's legalization of gay marriage. How many churches on a Wednesday night in the Protestant faith, how many churches hold Bible study? How many white churches did this asshole pass on his way to Mother Emanuel to kill black people? Let's not racialize this. She also, she also criticized efforts to remove the Confederate flag from state property, saying that the flag is a Benghazi-like diversion from the real things dividing America, including, these are the things that are dividing America: the media, public schools, and rappers.
You called it a martyrdom. I had not thought about that, but in this increasingly hostile age in America, we now have the Supreme Court ruling. We now have good standing to believe, with what we've seen with bakers and people who own reception halls and florists and other facilities, that there is an assault. There is a targeted assault on Christians. And this assault is, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong here, and I don't want to move away. I want to come back to God's provision for you. But in my opinion, this one is being hijacked to a racial issue. But you're right, it was a church issue as well. It was a martyrdom of 9 Christians.
That's right. I mean, if you look at everything that had taken place, I mean, here 9 African-American Christ followers lost their lives primarily not because they were black and the killer was white, but because they were together at a church. The flag debate, there really was no debate up until 2 weeks ago. And in my opinion, I think secular media and those that would capitalize on an opportunity saw this as an opportunity of, hey, let's put the emphasis on this instead of the emphasis on this happened because of a lack of Christian influence in society.
You're absolutely right. And it creates a diversion, and rather than dealing with the actual divide that's in the culture. We need to be dealing with what the attitudes are in the culture. The things that they should be concerned about, in my opinion, are a media that really relentlessly pit groups against each other. Voters and the elections where they pit voters into blocks against each other, or the education system that consistently creates a class warfare and an envy system in their children at an early age, or rappers with their racist rants about rape and everything else. There are several things that are feeding into this, but it's not a gun and it's not a flag. I'll just be honest. The young kids, they remember watching the Dukes of Hazzard, General Lee, and for them, the flag was a symbol of affection for a fun show in some culture known the South. The unfortunate thing is this discussion is now creating a divide and a dialogue that would have died out decades ago had we not brought it up again over this. We're continuing a problem that was actually, I think, literally dying out. Now, I know that there are some who say I have no idea because I'm not black. I am not black, but racist, in my opinion, racism is from any ethnic group towards another ethnic group, and it's sometimes not just about color.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's one of the things that we're seeing. It's just trying to create something out of something that, for the overwhelming majority of the people, it really was not an issue. But now, because of the smoke and mirrors, because of the distraction that's taking place, it's creating something that in all sincerity, in my opinion, as a white pastor from South Carolina who has multiracial groups in my church, it was not an issue. But now what we've seen over the last 2 weeks, that has almost taken all of the attention that should have been focused on these martyrs, should have been focused on their families. Right. And now it's been put on an inanimate object that ultimately had nothing to do with the tragedy.
It's the same distraction that the supposed videotape was for Benghazi.
You voiced your concern, and I think I understand. Oh yes, your butt hurt. You're really butt hurt.
and your popping fresh is full of sand, and it just won't come clean because your butt hurt. Remember the old saying that the critics are the ones who cannot do. They get so tired of losing that they have to hate the winners, and then they're full of butt hurt, just like you. Well, your butt hurt. Oh man, you're really butt hurt. It's epic butt hurt, and no matter how much cream you use, your rear end always stains. Oh yeah, your butt hurt. Oh, it's epic butt hurt. Oh yeah, you're truly butt hurt. Ooh, butt hurt. Ooh, butt hurt. Oh yeah, you're really butt hurt. Oh yeah, you're really butt hurt. Oh, you're butt hurt.
Tenderleaf brand tea balls outsell every other kind. They serve so much better because they're superior in every way. They contain finer tea, a blend of the small top tea leaves, the kind you get in Tenderleaf brand tea, put up in packages too. Either way, you get more delicious tea because the young, tender choice leaves are immeasurably better than the coarse old ones for tempting fragrance and satisfying flavor. And then, too, improved Tenderleaf brand tea balls are made with tasteless filter paper. That's a special paper that filters your tea as you're making it. Only the tea goodness can pass through its meshes into your cup. Enjoy it for breakfast these spring days and with other meals, too. Next time and every time, ask your grocer for Tenderleaf brand tea in packages or in Tenderleaf brand tea balls, largest selling tea balls in America.
Looking for a good food buy? Then get Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. Velveeta is one of the best food buys you can make because Velveeta is not only delicious, but it's nourishing too. And you can use Velveeta so many ways, in snacks, sandwiches, and for a variety of economical hot main dishes. Melt Velveeta for a smooth golden cheese sauce to extend leftovers or to use in new-made dishes. Make it your handy helper for all kinds of money-saving hot meals. Get it tomorrow. Your best buy in cheese food, Velveeta, made only by Kraft.
You are listening to The Liberal Grouch.
Well, during those songs, I've been able to dig up a little more information on this whole C.J. Pearson thing. Here's the letter from DBC Management Company Incorporated that fired Pearson from their management company on July 7th, 2015. This letter serves to notify... Oh, by the way, this letter was sent to his parents. Mr. and Mrs. Corico Pearson, care of Corico Pearson Jr. in Grovetown, Georgia. Dear Corico Jr., this letter serves to notify you that due to your fraudulent communication regarding the contract issued with our firm, your dishonesty in a number of occasions, and a breach of trust, that we are severing all ties and dropping you as a client of our firm. Your fraudulent communication is not due, in part, to your age, as on several occasions you flagrantly lied as to why your parents were not able to meet via telephone to discuss the plans for your future, as well as discuss the contract. And the thought just occurs to me, how did he, who signed the contract? How did this kid sign a contract? Well, that's just the investigative reporter in me, and I don't do that anymore. Anyway, when I spoke to your father, He indicated that you must have as you must have forged the signature, as he stated you had not informed them of the contract, nor had your mother signed it. He also stated that he was not aware of any of the Twitter threats that you received, or, frankly, many of the things you've been doing. Additionally, your relationship with Ali Akbar was concerning to me from the beginning. And as your presumptive business manager, I warned you that doing business with Ali would not be in your best interests. Despite these warnings, you were confident that Ali would only be managing your online presence. However, this has proven to be yet again another fabrication. Due to these infractions and inappropriate behavior, you are hereby terminated from the Rally Millennials Tour 2016. All endorsement deals that were in development to be presented from you are hereby severed, and we've notified our legal counsel to look into all matters surrounding our business relationship with you. Young man, you are in trouble. Now, let's see what John Richards at the Peach Pundit has to say in his column, What's Up with C.J. Pearson? Raven, be quiet. Be quiet. There's nothing out there. I guess there is something out there. I guess I better go tend to this. We'll be right back. Well, problem dealt with. Turned out to be the FedEx truck. Their sworn enemy, FedEx. They don't care much for UPS either, or the mail truck when it goes by. As a matter of fact, dogs, I don't know if you knew this about dogs. Dogs can identify the sound of one engine from another. For instance, if you got a bunch of cars going past your house, well, your dog will generally ignore them. But when they hear the car of someone they love coming home, they recognize that engine and get all happy. These two are far too happy. I said, be quiet. Raven. Anyway, back to where we were. Over the last 6 months, C.J. Pearson became a social media star. Yes, she did, Raven. You can't argue with that. The 12-year-old from Grovetown, Georgia, volunteered on several Republican campaigns during the 2014 cycle, including that of State School Superintendent Richard Woods. After the election, C.J. formed Young Georgians in Government with the goal of passing legislation that would permit state representatives as young as 18 years old. In February, Pearson uploaded a video to YouTube titled, President Obama, Do You Really Love America? Let's see if I can find that. We don't have much time left in the show today, but let me just see if I can just go to YouTube and CJ Pearson. Oh, he's got his own channel. Ooh. Okay. Scrolling down. Oh, he's just got it. Oh, he's got an interview with Ted Cruz. Sorry, Islam, you're not taking away my liberty. C.J. Pearson endorses Rand Paul, the radical racist left, the media's Hillary Clinton obsession, Hillary Clinton for narcissist in chief, Al Sharpton, you're the problem. There's just a bunch of them. Okay, let's get this one. And I'll have to download the audio here. Hang on. Just bear with me. You got nothing better to do. You're listening to the show right now anyway, so you may as well just hang in there until I get this done. Got to open up this program over here. I should just leave this damn thing open during the whole show and not have to worry about finding it and reopening it when I want it. Right? Right. So we're going to listen to the video, the audio from the video that launched this young conservative's career. President Obama, do you really love America? First, I must copy the URL. Then I must wait for this downloader to finish loading into my computer tray. Just sitting there bouncing up and down. But he looks like a young Ali Akbar, frankly. Only Akbar's got more of that creepy Sammy Davis Jr. look about him. All right, it's downloading now. It is downloaded. And let's wait until it says it's finalized. And then we'll go up here into the open downloaded folder. And there he is. All right. Let us all take a moment here and listen to young C.J. Pearson as he asks the question, President Obama, do you really love America? Well, do you? And for some reason, it's not playing. Okay, let's try it with this one. Oh, I know why. Yeah, here's the problem. You got to turn the volume up, otherwise it won't play.
Hi, my name's C.J. Pearson, and today I wanted just to applaud Mayor Rudy Giuliani for his comments about President Barack Obama. Here's the truth of the matter. I don't want to be politically correct. I don't care about being politically correct at this point. President Obama, you don't love America. If you really did love America, you would call ISIS what it really is. An assault on Christianity, an assault on America, and a downright hate for the American values that our country holds. Of freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and every single thing that our country stands for. If you loved America, President Obama, if you loved America, you wouldn't try to take away what hardworking Americans have worked for their entire lives. You wouldn't do this if you loved the people of America. And when it takes a mayor, the former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani, to call you out on your downright hatred for America, then so be it. I applaud him for his comments, and I definitely do hope that one day, other people will get enough guts to speak out against your downright hatred for this nation. When you aren't willing to defend our country against the evil of terrorism, domestic and abroad, you don't love our nation. You just don't. It makes no sense to me, and I don't understand why you would. Here in America, we fight for what we believe in, and we will destroy and annihilate ISIS. Why? Because they attacked us, President Obama. When they kill innocent Americans that have done no wrong except report on what is their constitutional right as journalists, and you do nothing about it, you don't care about their lives. You could care less. But here's what you need to realize. That here in America, we don't back down to terrorists. We fight them on their own battleground and we annihilate them to the very end. Here in America, we don't allow the government to take away what we work for. But we continue to work harder. We continue to work harder so that we may continue to succeed. That's what we do in America. And President Obama, if you really did indeed love America, you do the same. You fight for our values, domestic and abroad, and you wouldn't take away the rights of the American people. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, my name's CJ Pearson, and today I wanted just to applaud Mayor Rudy Giuliani for his comments.
I thought we were done with you. There we go. Yeah, C.J. Pearson. And the Peach Pundit continues. Everything seemed to be going well for C.J. until Thursday evening, July 2nd. That evening, C.J. got into an argument on Twitter with a user named @MonaB2010, who tweeted under the name Mona Hussein Obama. And that's when things got weird. Friday morning, July 3rd, Pearson posted this on his Facebook page. After much thought and consideration, I've decided to take a break from politics and political commentary. I had a horribly rough night on Twitter after a woman not only threatened to sue me for expressing my opinions, but threatened my family. At this point, I've decided it's best for me to take a step back and evaluate all my options before continuing down this path. In the meantime, I do have a team that will be monitoring my social networks while I take time to spend with my family. Please keep me in your prayers. Shortly afterwards, this was posted on Pearson's page. Hello, we are Vice and Victory, and we assist CJ with managing his online presence. It takes a team with the thousands of messages he gets a week, and the graphics you see here. We proudly call ourselves #@TeamCJ. As many of you know, he was viciously attacked last night. We got his permission and wanted to share with you some of the tweets he got that has him a little shook up. We're passing along messages to CJ. He's promised he'll address the public next week, so look for updates from him at www.cjpearson.org. Thanks for all you do, CJ. More than a client to us. He's like our little brother. Let's rally around him. AA. AA is Ali Akbar, the person who runs Vice and Victory. Akbar posted it again on Saturday, saying that another organization he's affiliated with, the National Bloggers Club, has set up an account on rally.org to raise funds for Pearson. More than $2,700 had been raised thus far. By Monday afternoon, Akbar posted on his own Facebook page that Mona Hussein Obama had been identified as Mona Brown of Maryland. Her account has since been deleted. Pearson said that lawsuit had been filed against Brown. But then on early Tuesday, Brown forgave her. This entire situation is so utterly weird, you may be tempted to ask what you're seeing, and maybe even wonder if you're being drawn into a scenario that seems constructed for a specific purpose. Let's see. You just rolled. We're almost out of time here since... update, 9:50 a.m., July 8th. After this post went live, Pearson announced on his Facebook page that he was terminating his business relationship with Ali Akbar. As of late, many conservatives, supporters, and friends have voiced their opinions and concerns regarding my affiliation with Ali Akbar of Vice and Victory. Ali has been a tremendous help to me, guiding me through the political arena, enabling me to reach new heights, and pushing me to be the best that I can be. His support this past week as I dealt with a clearly deranged person on Twitter meant the world to me. With that being said, Ali and I have come to a mutual conclusion of severing all business ties between the two of us. Let's have a look at that Facebook page. Come on. I clicked the link. Let's go there. Okay. C.J. Pearson. He's got a cjpearson.org public figure. C.J. Pearson, public figure. 7-year-old black boy dies. Al Sharpton remains silent. He's feeding the conservatives the red meat that they like. Yes, indeed. But his final post was yesterday at 8:18 a.m. And his breakup with Akbar was at 9:50. So let's see what we can find on cjpearson.org. A new voice. Meet C.J. Pearson, the bright, new, young conservative sensation. Be first to get his viral commentary. And this, copyright 2015, Vice and Victory. Vice and Victory, of course, being Ali Akbar's public relations company. Didn't I see another website for this young man here? Let's see. Nope, just cjpearson.org. Obviously, what we got here is a con man in the making. And I do hope Caroli and Matt Osborne will keep digging into this. Because if this kid is being damaged by Ali Akbar should go to jail for the rest of his life. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that, won't we? You've been listening to The Liberal Grouch. We'll do this every weekday, Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock here on Fight the Right Radio, your new home for progressive talk.
You've been listening to The Liberal Grouchcast with Bill Schmalfelt. The Liberal Grouchcast is a copyrighted performance by Bill Schmalfelt. Copyright 2015. All rights reserved. The Grouchcast is available on Stitcher Smart Radio, YouTube, Spreaker, Live 365, and on our website, www.grouchcast.com. Send us your tweets at Grouchcast365 or shoot us an email at grouchcast365@comcast.net. Until next time, stay liberal and stay grouchy.
Actually, that Twitter account is just Grouch.
Blueberry. This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
If I may finish, the website, the Twitter account is at Grouch365. And now we join the it's not the Tom Hartman Show. We got David Parkman coming up next on Fight the Right Radio.